You know, it's not like I thought it was going to be when I was little, or how I imagined it, or how I thought it would happen, or how I read it would happen. And I guess it's different for everyone. That makes sense. But no one tells you in what way. No one tells you how it's going to make you feel. Or anything. But I think what people don't get is that you can love someone. You can love a lot of people. But being in love, there's such a difference. You can be in a relationship with someone who you love but aren't in love with. And you can be friends with someone you're in love with and who you love, but that if you, for me, being in love with someone means what it's meant for a really long time. And I think that because it's come to mean what it has, that's the definition that's going to stay in my head. So for me, my definition of being in love means that while in a lot of ways I'd be selfless for this person, there's a level of selfishness involved too. And I understand that in all of these heroic depictions of love and all of these ideal situations, love is perfect and love is pure and it's absolute. And it gives and gives but doesn't take. For me, being in love is realizing that I'm being selfish and accepting that, but at the same time seeing that I could be selfish and feel selfish, but not at the same time do what being selfish tells me I should or could. Like ideally, that person would be happy with you. But if they're not and they're happy with someone else, then what the selfish thing is to be angry. But not being selfish. Not being selfish means that that person's the love of your life, right? And they're not yours. They never will be, but you're happy for them. You're happy that they found what they want. You're happy that they have what you have. You're happy that they've been given what you would have been given in being given them. And perfect love. Perfect love is hard. It's the hardest thing there is. because nothing is as hard as the things that are attached to what is at the center of us, what we have taken to be, what makes us up, because I don't care what kind of a person you are. If you're human, you're born with this possibility to be emotionally attached to something. Everyone. There's a possibility. I'm not saying that in your life you will, but I'm saying that because of our chemistry, you're born with the possibility for forming something that leaves room for absolute creation and absolute destruction. And when you're in love with something or someone, you let them become a part of that part of you. And for me, having someone in that space means that I love every infuriating thing they have ever done. I love their weakness, their failings, their embarrassing stories, their history. I love hearing the story of how our parents met, or how she sold rocks in elementary school. I love the way that her voice changes when she tells me to stop doing something. I love the way she laughs when she's really happy, and the way that she drives my car at midnight when she's not allowed to. I love the way she writes her words, and the way she draws things on her wrists, and the way that she listens to music. I love every mistake she's ever made, because they're her mistakes and only she could make them. I don't love how they've hurt her, or how they've hurt me, or how they've hurt the people around her. I love everything that she's ever said to me, because the only way that could have come out in the way that it did, with the meaning that it did, is because it was her who said those things. And I think being in love with someone, I never used to be able to see it, but I can see it now. It's realizing that this person is so not perfect. They'll never be perfect. They're not close to perfect. They don't do things perfectly. They're not like the smartest person you'll ever meet, or or the smartest person in the whole world. They're not the most attractive person in the whole world. They're not the richest person in the whole world. They're not any perfect anything. But to you, you don't even know what perfect is anymore. Because they've just taken every idea you have of perfect and put themselves there instead. Because for me, perfect is that smell that washes over me when she climbs in next to me. It's that way. It's that way she moves her shoulders. Perfect. Perfect is her face. It's perfect is every shirt she ever wears. It's not only the music she listens to, but the books she reads. I don't even know what perfect is anymore, other than her. And eventually, maybe you just have to wait it out. Eventually, because I love her so much, and I love her with everything. Eventually, I'll be able to look her in the eyes, and I'll be able to tell her that I just want her to be happy. I'll be able to look her in the eyes, tell her that if it isn't me she'd be happy with, then I will be nothing but happy for her when she finds what she's looking for. Because that is perfect love. That is truth right there. It takes a lifetime to learn how to live. Maybe I'm supposed to learn that now, so that I don't make mistakes that keep me from living. Perfect love. Love is never perfect. It just isn't, because nothing is ever perfect. But the thing is that you have to understand that it is. It is for a moment, the moment where you have it in your life, the moment in the scheme of all moments that it is, you do fall into perfect. For that line that you travel with someone else, it's perfect because you make it perfect. Make them everything perfect. There is no failing and there is nothing